There once was a salamander named Newt who ate all his veggies and fruit. He grew up to be strong and healthy and long, and you might even say he was cute. But something was making him blue, and cute Newt didn't know what to do. Something in the breeze was making him sneeze, and he couldn't stop saying, "Achoo." So he said to his friend Bert Hogg, who was eating behind some old log, "I don't know what to do. All I say is, achoo. Do you think it's pollution or smog?" "I can help you," said his friend Bert, "and the remedy really won't hurt. What you need to do to stop saying achoo is to wallow with me in the dirt." Newt didn't like dirt all around and wallowing on top of the ground, so he went to the house of his good friend Lou Mouse to get some advice that was sound. Said Lou, "Be like me if you please. Run around all day and eat cheese. This idea is really great. Please don't hesitate, and never again will you sneeze." Although Lou was very nice and Newt made friends with all the mice, he found all this cheesing did not stop his sneezing and went to get different advice. Newt heard a strange humming sound of a bee that was buzzing around, so he followed the bee to a hive in a tree, hoping maybe some help could be found. At the biggest hive he'd ever seen was a bee that looked lean and mean. She said, "Call me your highness, and I think it's your sinus. Take my advice because I am the queen. Now please listen and have a seat. My solution is really quite sweet. Although this may sound funny, what you really need is honey. Here's a honeycomb you must begin to eat." Newt ate all the sweet sticky goo until he could no longer chew, but the honey was gummy and it stuck in his tummy like a big round ball of glue. Newt spoke to a fish that he knew and said, "What can I possibly do? I have worries and woes. Something's tickling my nose. I've never heard fish sneeze. Have you?" The answer is simple as can be. The fish said, "Be like me. You're allergic to air, but there's none down there, so come live with the fish in the sea." But Newt never learned to swim, and the thought was alarming to him. Though the fish was kind, he politely declined and went to visit a mole named Tim. "I've got it," said this friendly mole, who was taking his afternoon stroll. "You're allergic to sun. Now wouldn't it be fun to live in my house in a hole?" But Newt was worried as could be. The hole was dark and he couldn't see. He soon left in a huff 'cause he bumped into stuff that left bruises all over his knee. By now he was growing weary and his eyes were tired and teary, but his tears were soon gone when he happened upon a beaver by the name of O'Leary. O'Leary was a hard-working beaver. Some called him an overachiever. He came up with a thought after thinking a lot and said, "Newt, what you've got is hay fever. My suggestion to you is wise. Build a dam and you'll soon realize. You'll get rid of that quirk with lots of hard work, and to sneezing you'll say your goodbyes." Newt found that his tail was too small and not like the beaver's at all. Though he worked till he dropped, his sneezing never stopped, and his dam was just 4 inches tall. Newt's day would be ending soon, and replacing the sun was the moon. As he was walking around, he heard a strange sound of a parrot that was humming a tune. He said, "Mr. Parrot, I'm in a mess, and all out of answers, I guess. I sneeze day and night and can't seem to fight the sneezing that's causing me stress." The parrot said, "I've been well bred to repeat everything that is said. It is my true belief this will give you relief from your nose, which is turning quite red." So he listened to this silly bird and repeated every single word. But they made so much noise they were found by some boys who said, "What was that chatter we heard?" Newt usually from humans would hide, but he stood by this little boy's side. The boy said, "Tell me what's wrong and we'll get along," as he wiped away tears that Newt cried. The boy said his name was Brett, and Newt trusted this boy that he'd met. He told him his story and began not to worry when Brett said, "Well, my mom's a vet." He put Newt in the pocket of his shirt to make sure that he wouldn't get hurt, but he fell out of the top when the bike came to a stop and he stood there all covered with dirt. Brett gently picked Newt off the ground, and Brett's mother they quickly found. She told Brett to hand her the sneezing salamander and examined him all around. Brett showed Newt that he really did care, and together they made quite a pair. But what was more pleasing is that Newt stopped his sneezing whenever he knew Brett would be there. Brett's mom said, "I've found the clue. Newt, there's nothing wrong with you. When you found a special friend, your sneezing came to an end, and I think that your sniffling is through." Brett and Newt would run and play, and together they'd spend every day. Newt was happy as could be, and his life was sneezy-free, for he'd found a great place to stay.